Hey folks, um, I said I wasn't going to do a Bob Joyce, Elvis Presley video. What I ended up doing is I went on my channel, Matthew Manley 2, which is actually 2 lowercase L's, but, and I reported it because I can't get into it, and so I put it as scam or spammer or spam or scam, and checked off every video and reported it that it was my channel and I can't get access to it. Either delete it or give me access to it, to my email and my channel. They took one of them down because I said I couldn't get into it. Well, I reported it as somebody hacked it because I thought that's what happened at first, and maybe that is the case, but maybe not too. At any rate, I've got a lot of work to do. I've got this new room almost done, and I'm probably going to take a little short video of it here shortly, probably the next day or two, maybe today, I don't know. I polyurethaned the floor in there and it's still not dry, but I did it kind of late yesterday evening, early evening, well, mid-evening, it was like 7 o'clock, 6 or 7 o'clock or something when I did it. So I'll try to get in there today and take a video. The dog in the video that I'm attaching, which is the story that I told 2 years ago, I told one the year before, but and which was more intense. But the guy that I talk about in this video that I'm attaching, that was there to help me, he got arrested after that the same month. That's the second criminal I've ended up with on my property that I didn't know was a criminal, and I told him no criminals. Apparently they're not getting it, and I didn't even know. And then all of a sudden one day I get a knock on my door, come out with your hands up. Well, this guy was out in his tent. Well, they didn't check the tent. This guy was such a hard sleeper, I had to scream at him one time to get him up right in front of his face. And it took like a loud, and I couldn't even scream any louder for him to wake up. I said, one of these days, somebody's going to be over you, killing you, and it's going to be too late. You better learn to sleep lighter. Well, I told him, I says, well, I says, what do you need? I asked him, and he said, well, we're looking for a David Miller. I said, well, he's out in the tent. He's out in the tent? I said, yeah. They shouted at him, and he had a hard time waking up. And he gets out, and I shrug my shoulders, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me. He says, I don't know, dude. They arrested him for CFC. Yeah. Well, anyway, so the video attached is about Bob Joyce and Elvis Presley. And I have, it's kind of it's a little bit lengthy, but not, it's like, I don't know, 20 some minutes or something. And of course with this, and then if I say something on the end, then it's, which I probably will attach something on the end. But nah, I guess I won't. I'll just put these two together because I've already had trouble getting videos together. I can't even still to this day. Well, I did put videos together with the screen recorders and the, the makers and editors that I had, but I can't do this video that I was going to do for you guys. And I was thinking, I didn't really want to do it, but I promised I would. And then I said, well, I wasn't going to do it. I'm going to get away from YouTube. I'm going on Rumble and whatever else. And this is the last video of Elvis I'm going to ever do. Bob Joyce Elvis video I'm going to ever do. I'm not going to do another one. If you're going to look for more content from me, my direction is going to be more towards surviving, growing food, what I've done, my experiences, and short videos of this house on the inside and outside at times. And I'm going to try not to show any landmarks. You know, some of the outside videos will be, I'm going to select them very carefully as much as I can. So anyway, I'm attaching that video in a few minutes, and then it's going to take a while probably to compress it. And that was the last problem I had. The compressor wouldn't compress it. I don't care what kind of, I even went and got a different compressor. It wouldn't work either. It did the same thing. It wouldn't compress it. So I'm not going to put other people's videos on this, only mine. It's only my content. And I have gotten a copyright strike before on one of my channels for my own content. It's ridiculous. YouTube is ridiculous. That's why I'm getting away from it. I can't even, videos that I never used to get commercials on or ads, well, they're commercials. They're just like TV commercials, most of them. And now 50% of them you can't even skip. You have to at least watch one, and sometimes two. And I have even had 3 at 1 or 2 times, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But I watched a video, and some of these videos are between a half hour and 5 hours long. They put a commercial up every 2 minutes. They put 2 commercials up. And last night, I just got fed up. And I said, I'm going to get away from YouTube. And I am. I'm going to get away from YouTube. So I'm going to go on Rumble, and I'm going to put, at some point, I'm going to put links. And I'll do some videos, but I'm not going to dance around their narrative and do code, because you can't even do it. I know a guy that got a strike for just mentioning the V word, and he didn't even say anything bad about it or good about it or anything. He just says those who took the V, you know, and he got a strike for misinformation. I got a strike for misinformation one time when I didn't even say anything about anything. That's just, when they target you, you're a target. I got a target on my back since 2018. I had a channel taken down because I was putting them things that they put up in the sky. And by the way, did you notice they quit doing that? Because they're using frequencies now. But anyway, I had no strikes. I never knew what a strike was. That was my first channel ever on YouTube. And they just deleted it. Just plain deleted it. And the last one they deleted, they said, we deleted your channel because you had too many strikes. That channel had, I think, 34,000 subscribers or something. Never once had and the one video for Bob Joyce had 44,000 views on that one. Or 45,000 or something, 44,000 something. That video, or that channel, never had one strike ever. These people are communists. That's what they are. Make no mistake. At some point, you won't even be able to get on here without permission. As a matter of fact, I went to put a community post up, and I never had to do this before, but they said, well, I had to do a one-time picture of my ID. Sure. No, I'm not doing that. I'm getting away from YouTube. But you enjoy this video, copy this video, screen copy, record it, and save it. Because when it goes down, you won't get it again. And you can put up on wherever you're at, just put it up on this channel has been deleted. Here's the video they left. And I'm going to leave the comments open for a while. But if I get too many trolls like I've always gotten, I do not have time at this point in time to sit there. I might leave them up for a little bit to see if somebody else comes to my defense, because I'm not going to defend myself. I'm going to let God do it. And at some point, I'll just shut the comments off. I mean it. So you take a look at this video, and this is my experience. This is my own experience. This is me in this video. It's from my other channel that I can't even access, but this is me in this video. And you'll tell, when you see me here and you see me there, you'll know it's me. I'm out. Well, hey YouTube, I now have help, and I got my wood from my driveway, out of my driveway up to my place. The guy, he doesn't want to be on YouTube, so I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to put him on YouTube. He's kind of like me, a survivalist kind of guy. And he's here, and he wanted a place to go, and I needed help, so we're helping each other. Anyway, this is me. This is Matthew, and I'm going to tell you my story about Elvis Bob Joyce. But I've been working today, so I'm not exactly looking like, you know, the best guy. But it's breezy out. But anyway, I was telling people last year my story in the middle of summer, and I've been asked to tell it again, and so I'm doing it. My screensaver broke, and I thought it was my screen underneath the screensaver, but protector, I should say, but it wasn't. I tried to get videos to show what I'm going to tell you, because there are videos that do that, but my screen recorder, none of them will record it right. So I'm just going to tell you my story like I did last year, and forget about the videos. You can go see them. I can. Some of them are up on my playlists. There's 2 playlists of Elvis. You can go look at those, and then you know, if you start looking at those, when you go on the main page on YouTube, they'll come up because you looked at them. So they'll come up. Some of them are Elvis's Bob Joyce. Some of them are Elvis is Alive. So you got to discern, though. If it's Elvis Bob Joyce videos, you can bet that those people know what they're talking about. So in 2017, in the week before Super Bowl Sunday, what I did was, you know, in 2015 or 16, I had this guy saying, you know, Elvis is alive, and I said, bullshit, leave it alone. And that's the way I put it. And I was not that nice. And I had other people telling me that. It's like, no. And then this video with him singing at Denton's come across my feed. And I wasn't even looking at those videos or anything, but it come across my feed. It's like, here you go. And so I watched it. And then I seen Matt Joyce. Now, people want to say he's 40. He's not. He's like 60 or beyond, because he was 60 last time I knew. I think that was like 2 years ago, or maybe 3. I don't remember. And he had gray hair. He was singing at the church once. So just because you see him younger doesn't mean he's 40 years old. He's not. And he said in an interview, and I seen this interview like 6 times at least, and I thought, because I wanted to make sure I was hearing what I was hearing. I wanted to make sure, is this right or not right? And I wanted to get it right. And he said in there that, because he was an Elvis impersonator, and he said in there that
his dad would always keep track of what they were watching on TV. He was always very careful about what they seen on TV. And he said his dad was flipping through the channel. Bob Joyce was flipping through the channels one day, and he skipped across this man dressed in black leather. And Matt Joyce said he went, whoa, wait a minute, what was that, Dad? And his dad like hung his head, and he flipped back to that where it was the comeback tour in the 60s, you know, when Elvis came back after being in Germany. And he said it took him a while to put two and two together that was my dad. And that interview disappeared for a while. You know, I seen it for about a year, and then all of a sudden I couldn't find it for anything. And back then I didn't have a screen recorder. Babe, get over here. If I'd had a screen recorder, I would have recorded it. But now you can't find that video. You'll find the interview, but what you'll find is it's like they edited it. I know they edited it. What he says in that interview now is, yeah, my dad's a really big fan of Elvis. And that's not what he said the first time. That is not what he said. I know it's not what he said. And if you think he doesn't still have clout, you're wrong. And Jeannie C. Riley has a video interview on television years ago, and she says that Elvis was alive. You know, that she knew people in the music industry that was talking to him on a fairly regular basis. And she was a laughingstock of Nashville. People were laughing at her. And, you know, you can find that video. And it's still, I looked to see if, the other day if it was still up on one of my Elvis collections, and it is. Or at least it was, you know, the other day. But, so anyways, after all this, and I saw his website, so I went on and I got on the website of, babe, get up here, of the website of the church that he was actually preaching at the time. And I found the number to the church, and I noticed that they were all open, okay, big green block letters. So I called, and there was two in Texas and one in Arkansas, or two in Arkansas and one in Texas, I don't remember, but 3 branches of the same church. So I went I got the number, and I called the church. And I also, we got ATVs running around here. So so I called the church, and I left a message on his old website, and I also left a message on the website of the church and saying, this is for Mr. Bob Joyce. In all 3 places I said, this is for Mr. Bob Joyce, and I said, I am not a reporter, and I am not the mafia. I know who you are, and I'm so proud of who you became, because I always knew there was something deep down inside of you that most people didn't see, that the public didn't see. And I said a few other things, but, you know, I don't remember exactly what I said other than that, and I'm not going to worry about that. But so that was on a Wednesday before Super Bowl Sunday in 2017. And I waited and waited and waited, and I never got a response. And Super Bowl Sunday come up, and I watched the video of his preaching that day. And he said, what is this, February 6th, 2017, Super Bowl Sunday? And he never dated any of his videos. He never did that. I never seen a date since then either. And I never seen one before that, because I was watching his messages, because it was kind of I was just keeping track of everything. And I seen his Facebook pages. Well, his page, the Household of Faith page, which wasn't then, because that was a new church. That was the church that happened, and I'm going to tell you that in a minute. And his wife's page, and she has a picture on Facebook. I don't know, I haven't had Facebook for, I don't know, since 2019, I think. And her Facebook page has him supposedly as a young man, and it's supposed to look like an older picture, but it's really not. It's one of those that looks like an older picture. And her age, if you look at her in that picture, and then you go to his page where it's like more recent, she has the same, she looks the same. The picture's different on her page, but because it's supposed to look like it's old, but it's not. And she looks the same. And come to find out from a person that goes to that church every week, that's not his wife. Well, then I realized that these two pages are just a front, because if you looked at it, when I looked at them, I could look at them for months at a time and there would be nothing added to it. It's like they were just there to get people away from the attention of it. But I put them messages, and I called the church and too with a phone number, and I said the same message. And so I waited till Sunday evening, and I still didn't get anything. I said, well, maybe I'll wait till Monday, though. I've gone to churches that they're open like Monday through Friday or something. They have an office and different things going on. So I thought, well, maybe that was the same. Babe, you know better. My dog. Anyway, so I thought Monday, and so Monday evening didn't get anything. So I went on the internet, and I checked my email and didn't get anything still. I looked at the web page of the churches, and his church said closed. The other churches said open, and I thought, well, maybe time change. And I couldn't get on his website. Or I got on his website, and then it was like, I didn't even call the church. And so Tuesday, I went on there, and it was like, I think it was Tuesday. I went on there, and it was, I couldn't get on the website, his website. I got on the church's website, and it said closed. And I don't remember if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I actually got on there, and because it seems like it was Wednesday, because it seemed like I got to try to get on the website of the church and his website, and it was like buffering. And so I thought, well, because I had problems with the internet, it was just that. So Wednesday I get in there, and the website for the church, his said permanently closed. I went, oh. So I got to try to get on his website and Googled it, and it said no results found. I went, oh. So I immediately I went on his website first and said no results found. And then I got on the website of the church, and when I seen permanently closed, that's when I called the church, because I had the number on my phone. And you know how, when you call somebody and their number has been disconnected or changed, it says this number has been disconnected or changed. But this didn't say that. It said this number has been disconnected, period. Now the thing is I've disconnected landlines before myself, and it takes me up to 3 weeks to get a disconnection sometimes. It's ridiculous. So I'm thinking, oh, something is up here. Well, the people at the church told me that when I did that, they closed that church, and then a couple weeks later, Household of Faith started on the internet, and then that's when it went up on Facebook and different things. And they told me that when they went to church, because they didn't know it was going to close, they said when we went to church, we were shocked to see that it was closed and everything was gone. It was stripped. It was like music equipment was gone, everything. So I said, oh, okay. And I was onto something, but I didn't know I was onto something. So, well, I figured I was onto something, but I really wasn't 100% sure. But when they started talking to me like that and people started calling me and things started happening, then I knew. So I talked to other people. People would call me up on the phone, and I talked to people on Facebook too. And I talked to authors and people in the industry, music industry, movie industry, whatever. And one of the guys was actually a friend of the guy that used to play Steve McGarrett in the original Hawaii Five-O, not the newer one. And because he was saying, well, I'm sad that my friend is gone. And I forget the guy's name that actually played him, but, you know, and I talked to him, and he said, when he wants to come out, he'll come out. You just have to let him be. The thing is Elvis was in a witness protection program. He can't come out. He can never do it. When he's dead, then they can, if they want to, come out and say something, and they're not going to. Well, I don't know if they ever will, but the way things are going today, I'm not so sure anybody has time for anything, so I'm not even going to go there. And then this is not my main thing, but I'm going to have a message for Bob Joyce at the end of this anyway. And so I knew that I stumbled onto something that was Bob Joyce, that was Elvis Bob Joyce. And the marks, all the surgeries, the broken finger, the scars, you know, the mannerisms, the stature, everything is all the same. And I know he said he wasn't him. And that's going to be my message to him, is why would you do that? If you're a man of God, if you're a man of God and you trust God, in Revelation it says different people won't enter the kingdom of God. And the last one is all liars. Not some of them, all of them, including me. I've got to make sure I have problems I got to deal with, but I'm working on it. And God's working on me too, but you know, and I've had miracles like crazy. It's unbelievable. So God must be telling me, you're going to make it. I trust you will make it. Because he knows me from before, from whenever, from before I was born. He knows me. So, you know, if he's still giving me these miracles, it must mean my heart's in the right place. And that's what I have to talk to you too about, is this thing with the Elvis Bob Joyce is really not the most important thing. I almost didn't do it. Because, you know, my thing is I want you to be saved from the pits of hell. I want to be saved from the pits of hell. And I'm working on that. And I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot of things I'm working on. I have a lot of work that I'm doing, and I don't have time for this thing that's not important. But the reason I told somebody, they said that, and I said, well, the reason I'm going to do it is because I want to tell people, if you believe this lie, what other lies do you believe? Because right now, the one world government is deceiving everybody, and people are just complying like crazy. And I just know real soon. I already told people hyperinflation was going to happen, and it is happening now. I mean, when I first got here a year ago, OSB was $10 a sheet. Now it's like $38 a sheet, and a sheet of plywood is like $68 a sheet. I mean, did you get that? And this is not good plywood, good one-side plywood or anything. This is just regular simple plywood, half-inch plywood. And I see prices just going up and up and up. And you got to understand, these are the end times. We have to get ready for these times. You know, I wish I had a wife, and I may never. But at least now I got help to help me. This wood that was in my driveway is all up there. He's helping me do things around here. He's going to be helping me do things. It's just now warming up. Today is like 60 degrees. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 70. So now it's going to be warm. I got some more materials delivered today. When I ask about OSB and plywood, the lady says, "Are you sitting down?" I said, "No." "Yeah, I'm sitting down. I'm just joking with you." And then she told me the price is like, it's a good thing I was sitting down. 2x4s even. You can't even get, I mean, it's just, I knew it was coming. I told people 16 years ago this stuff was coming, but to see it now happen in real time is like unbelievable. Yes, I believe Bob Joyce and Elvis are the same. He's not Elvis anymore. I had people calling me over and over again. And I had other people calling me, new people calling me. One guy said, "Well, Bob Joyce and his wife took me to lunch after church." And I said, "If you came out now, nobody would believe you because it's been too long." And he said Bob Joyce just looked at him, smiled, and winked. I still have this person supposed to come. She says still she's trying to get here from California to interview me, but we'll see how that goes because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we got tomorrow. We might wake up tomorrow and the banks will be closed. We don't know anything. You know, but God knows. Get close to God. I'm telling you. Not tomorrow. Today. And I'm so grievous over so many things that I've done in my life. And my thoughts and different things and my daughter, she called my mom for the first time in a few years. And maybe when she's ready, she'll call me. I don't know. And I'm not going to say more than that. You know, people who can look back at my videos or have seen, you know, when I've talked about my kids, they'll know. They'll know. They'll remember. So I'm going to go out now and I'm going to put this on all my channels. Subscribe to my other channels too, because you never know when one's going to be taken down. I love you all. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.